The trailer for Meta Runner the final season recently came out, and it's shaping up to be the best season yet, is what I would say if it wasn't for the fact that it's the final season. So, yeah, just the best season in general. Now, I couldn't resist analyzing the trailer bit by bit, going through all the important details, and there's a lot. Starting off, we hear narration from both Tari and Dr. Sheridan with text on screen saying all good things must come to an end, which is very true. I know many people are pretty upset that the series is coming to an end, but I'd rather have them end it while it's still good rather than them drag it on for years and just have it get stale and uninteresting, so that quote couldn't be more true. Moving on, we then see Masa and Belle panicking in some sort of facility. If you look closely, you'll actually see that both of them have metal bars restraining them. It seems like instead of being driven to jail, they were taken to this facility, most likely by Dr. Sheridan, or at least people that he hired, possibly people pretending to be police officers. Now, another thing that it could be, and this is gonna sound like a crazy idea, now a subscriber of mine brought up that maybe he hacked a police car or messed with the GPS and had them brought to him instead. If he can hack Moss's arm to make him commit murder, then a police car really shouldn't be much of a problem for him. Either way, we know for a fact that this is the work of Dr. Sheridan because we can actually see them all together later in the trailer. So how would they have gotten there if he wasn't responsible for getting them there? Speaking of Dr. Sheridan, we finally got a good look at him, as well as the fact that he renamed Task Corp ShareCorp?
What the fuck is that?
What kind of crack is this dude smoking, I swear? He also appears to be healed. But how? We see him later in the trailer with a burnt face, so how did he just magically heal his wounds? Well, that's probably because he's hiding how he truly looks, explaining why he looked to appear glitchy like a hologram. He could also just be using some sort of technology that lets him basically CGI his face. I guess that's a possibility. We next hear Masa say, "You're a bigger monster than he ever was." That hit hard. That was definitely aimed at Dr. Sheridan, and if so, wow, he must be doing some pretty fucked up stuff, even more so than usual. Evelyn is then seen using the pineapple hammer from Ultra Jump Mania while cornering Tari. I feel like this was just Evelyn being salty that Tari basically beat her using the same weapon, or it could just be a silly little coincidence. Who knows? I mentioned in a previous video that I thought Dr. Sheridan would try to capture Tari at all costs, and that seems to be the case as we see her strapped to a table in Dr. Sheridan's lab. We also see that the Task Corp scientists are making a return, now working for Dr. Sheridan, which makes me so happy. For characters that don't say a damn word, they're some of the most expressive characters in the show. Just please give me my boy his waifu back. I'm begging you. Oh, look, it's the guy I think is going to betray everyone by the end of the season. Yeah, I'm still not too sure if I fully trust Marco. Yeah, we do see him later in the trailer fighting alongside Tari and Lamar in Skybreakers, but I still think he has some sort of ulterior motive. I doubt he would just let go of what Masa did to him. Plus, how did Tari even end up in the hands of Dr. Sheridan? I could be wrong, but I think Marco had something to do with it. But I would love to be wrong. Even if he did, we know that it's not the first place he takes them because in the first shot with Marco, we see them all together in the low tier. Moving on to one of the more interesting parts of the trailer, we see Tari and Theo get sucked into some sort of portal. Now, I thought that maybe this could be the portal to Skybreakers, and it still could. But what makes me unsure is that we already see Tari warped into a game in a previous shot. Also, if that portal does in fact lead to Skybreakers, why a portal? Why not just let Tari warp into the game normally? Well, maybe it has something to do with what Dr. Sheridan was telling Evelyn at the end of Season 2 about giving her similar abilities to Tari. Maybe somehow Dr. Sheridan opened up a portal that allows not just Tari, but anyone to enter a video game. This is all just pure speculation, but there's honestly not too much else I can really think of. Maybe it's a portal to an alternate dimension? I don't know. And now finally, let's talk about Skybreakers. This has got to be my favorite aesthetic for a video game in the entire series. It's basically Sea of Thieves with maybe a little bit of Final Fantasy. I'm going off of the flying ships. It just reminded me of Final Fantasy. Maybe a little Treasure Planet as well. But yeah, it's basically like Sea of Thieves, just in the sky. It's so colorful, vibrant, and full of life. We also get a good look at the game's logo, which is about what I expected given the theme and all. Evelyn makes an appearance as a literal troll. I love it.
You're completely safe with me.
Okay, why you gotta be so creepy? I'm really looking forward to this part. Masa and Belle seem to finally be talking to Lucinia. Now, it could still be that this is before she's revived and this is right after Dr. Sheridan shows her to them, but if this scene does take place after Lucinia is revived, then oh no. The next part of the trailer scares me. We see both Tari and Lucinia lying across from each other, and Tari says, "We can't both come back." I made a theory video a few months ago talking about the possibility of Tari dying in the final season, and now it's looking even more likely. We also know that Tari will have to make the ultimate decision, so that's most likely sacrificing herself to save Lucinia. Either way, I think it's safe to say that you're gonna need a box of tissues for this one. The final thing from the trailer I'd like to bring up is that halfway through, once the new main theme starts playing, which is called Trade. It sounds great and I can't wait to hear the full thing. But anyway, we see a shot of Tari fighting Evelyn. Now, that on its own may not sound too interesting, it's kind of what we expected, but what makes this scene very interesting is that if you look in the background, you'll see several people frozen in time, T-posing. Thanks, Glitch. We do know from the synopsis of the final season that MD5 will have to save the entirety of Silica City, so Dr. Sheridan definitely did something to cause time to freeze. We even see that Tari is using fucking Lamar as a weapon. What the hell? I honestly have no idea what to make of that. But if Lamar is in fact frozen in time, which obviously from the trailer it's kind of easy to see that, then what about the rest of MD5? What about Theo? Will Tari have to save everyone all by herself? I mean, then again, this is Tari we're talking about, so she can definitely hold her own. Also, Mech Theo. That's a thing. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this little analysis of the Meta Runner final season trailer. I'm so sad to see the series come to an end, but we're gonna embrace the ending and we're gonna give this series a proper send-off. I will be reacting to every single episode, so look forward to that. I will probably be reacting to it alongside Josh. But anyway, be sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, as well as be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all my content. But with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, guys, I've been Seldon Inferno, and I'll see you later. Bye.